Right, I did something different today, and I need you to know if it worked. Well, I'm hoping it worked, but I discovered yesterday, you see this three, I discovered yesterday that I could schedule a live stream. So I sort of could let other people know that I was going live and maybe get a little bit more engagement and more people on. So I'm hoping that my regular people have found me, and that worked as normal, and keep checking how many I've got online. So if you normally watch every week, then please will you just give me a message to let me know that you're on, because I'm a little bit worried that it might not have worked. I've got 4 viewing now, so hopefully, and if that's the case, then I can do that in future, and people can just click on that. I know a couple of people had trouble finding me last week. Got my cuppa. I got a big coffee this morning. Hi Angela. So Angela's found me, so that's good. So just let me know, because I don't know. Just let me know if it looks different or if it looked different. So hey, I've got a different outfit. I found a different outfit. No, seriously, I've worn only about 3 or 4 different things during lockdown, because I've just kept washing them, and weather's been so nice, wearing it, washing it, it dries within a few hours, wear it again. So it's like I've lived in my jogging pants, and I'm struggling to hold my phone up, my hands aching this morning. I've lived in my jogging pants and my jeans, but I've got a summer skirt on. Got a white summer skirt on. And I just found this t-shirt this morning. I've still got, we moved in November, you see, and I put all my summer stuff in like some laundry bags for moving, and I've not sorted them out. So that's one of my jobs for next week, because this week I'm just so busy with the new catalogue. So yeah, today is the last day of the current catalogues, and the new catalogue starts tomorrow. Oh, Sonia, see, hi Sonia. Oh, brilliant. You do some watercolouring. That's lovely. It's really nice to have you. So today's the last day of the current catalogues, and tomorrow is the launch of the new catalogue. And I was just saying to... Hi, Paula. Right. It's Paula's birthday today. So I'm glad you've come on. Big shout out to Paula for a lovely birthday. We can't really all sing to you, and I'm not going to sing on my YouTube, but I'm singing inside to you. Happy birthday, and I've sent you a message. So thank you for coming on your birthday. That's lovely. So yeah, new catalogue, and I was saying to Craig last night that I was warning him that I won't sleep very much tonight, because honestly, for a Stampin' Up demonstrator, new catalogue day is it is like Christmas Day, and I'm just so pleased that I've been a demonstrator for 12 years this month. 17th of June. And oh, you've got loads of birthday wishes, Paula. And 12 years I've been a demonstrator, and I'm just so happy that I still get as excited about new catalogue day, and that's like, I don't want that feeling to ever go away. So I've got my new catalogue here. Hang on. So it's new catalogue day tomorrow. So really excited about that. I'm going to be up at the crack of dawn trying to place orders, but a bit worried about that, getting them all in. But yeah, and I just want to say thank you for the coffee and card, because honestly, I set this up just to try and keep something going when I wasn't at my studio. And the first round I had 5 people, the one with the handbags. This round, second round, I had 21. So then my son challenged me. My youngest son is doing A-level in business, and he challenged me to get 23, because we have little business chats. I tell him he's going to learn a lot about business from talking to his mum, hopefully. So he set me a target of 23. And for the next round with the Forever Fern, with this one, 31 people. I can't believe it. So I'm thrilled, and I'm loving doing this. And yeah, it's a lot of prep, and I've got, you know, at the end of the day, I've got over 150 cards to prep. But I am loving it. I know it's awesome, Kate. I am absolutely loving it. I'm loving getting up on a morning and thinking, oh, I've got this to do, I've got that to do. And yeah, and then I want to share something else with you at the end of the video about another new thing I'm doing. So let's crack on, because you know, you've not really come to hear me ramble on. You've come to do some cards. Oh, there's Craig outside. He's sunbathing. I've not made him stay outside. Well, he's not sunbathing. He's just really, I think he's listening to his music. He does that a lot. He's having a bit of peace and quiet outside, and he's watching the birds. Because we've had, I bought a nesting box from eBay, a little lovely like pool party one, and for the first time ever, we've had a blooming baby blue tip in it. So it's been really successful. So it's keeping an eye on the birds in the garden. So today we're on Coffee and Card Round 2, Week 4, and this is the card that we are going to make today. I've got my thing quite high up today, but I'm hoping that that's all right. Let's just go a little bit lower down. Okay, so yeah, this is the card, what we're going to make. So I'm using this paper. If you can't find it, it's got that on the back. We're not using that next week, so you can use this up, all right? In your pack, you've got a 10-fold style card, and then I've got extras in here. You've got a piece of white, piece of ribbon, and then you should have one white punched out shape and an old olive. I've got spares probably because I probably went punch crazy, and 2 gems, 2 of the gilded gems. Okie doke. So, right, we're going to start by cutting our paper. Now, I had to check these measurements because obviously I made it a long time ago. I do want to talk about measurements. So let's spend a little bit of time. How many have I got on? 12. I'm not expecting as many on today because of the weather, because I appreciate the weather's going to turn soon. So look, my hands look quite brown today. The weather's going to turn soon, so I know people are making the most of it today. So I just want to talk a little bit about measurements and layers. This measurement here is 10.5 centimetres, and this measurement here is 14.8, okay? So if you're putting a layer and you want it to be equal, you're going to have to come down in equal distances, all right? So I'll explain what I mean by this. I'll just measure this. This is 8.5, so you can see I've come down a centimetre on each side, yeah, because that was 10.5. This, I don't need to measure it, I know what it'll be, is 12.8 in length. So I've come down a centimetre on each side, and then I'll get a centimetre border. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Right, what I'm going to do first, I've got a large piece and you will have small. So I'm going to cut mine down to what you would have first, so that then that's fair. So it's 6 by 6. We're going to cut this down. And I'm going to do the long side first, actually. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to cut it to 12.3 centimetres, okay? 12.3. So this now, let me just show you, is the right length with a little border. So 12.3. If you remember, this was 12.8, so I've come down ½ a centimetre. And then I'm going to cut these to 2.5 centimetres each. Now, if you're on a Stampin' Up trimmer, I would suggest you use the 2.5 at this side. Rather than doing that, it's easier at this side for smaller measurements. So pop it in at 2.5 centimetres and cut. And then take it out and leave it there. Move that along 2.5 and cut and leave that there. Now it's really important you leave these in order. I think there's someone with a big comment on them. Now the reason why I'm doing it this way is because if you cut in small, you've more edge to butt the paper up to, if that makes sense. If you're cutting small and you're cutting it at this side, it's got a chance to move a bit more because you've not got as much trimmer at that side. Hope that makes sense. So I've kept these in, oh, there's a knock at the door and I think it's a parcel. So I'm just going to go and get my parcel. I think it's for Craig anyway. Right, sorry about that. So what I've done is I've kept them in order so that when I put them back together, it's almost like a jigsaw and they all match up. Does that make sense? What we are going to do now is we are going to glue these onto our piece of white, but we're going to put them on. Do you remember last week when we did the tiles? And I've had loads of feedback on that card last week about sort of how useful it is for using up your scraps. And again, this is another one for using up some scraps. So I'm going to pop them on like that, so they're not random like last week. So this will help with the people who can't cope with random, and I know there are a few people. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take them off one by one. Okay. They've all moved anyway, so I'll do the one on the right hand side now. So I hope you're keeping well. I've loads to tell me about stuff. Don't think I've got that quite right height wise, but never mind. Okay, so it's like a little 3-panel. All right, now this is very important. Do not glue that down yet unless you want it a bit flatter, but this, the whole panel, is layered up on foam pads because I liked the look of that. I liked how that looked. So I'm going to pop some foam pads now. I always do my corners first, right? That is not enough for such a big piece. So now I would do there, right? And I'm happy with how many I've got down there, but I think I could just do with one like that and one like that. Now what I do need to be aware of, yeah, that's fine, is to leave a bit of a channel for my ribbon. Okay, so I've popped my foam pads on, but I'm still not going to stick it down because I'm going to tie my ribbon. Now, you may have just seen I've just switched that upside down there. So I do my card like that, and I want the ribbon to it's going to be the left on the card, but the right on here. So I do it upside down. Did we do ribbon? We didn't do it last week, but anyway, I've got my ribbon video. So I don't think I've left enough. Now, if you don't feel like you have to do this with me now, do this in your own time. Okay. I think I've done it too short on one side, but we'll try and go with it. Now, if you want to look back on these videos, all the coffee and cards have been added to a playlist on my YouTube. So every time, so then we turn it back over and we just do what I call zhuzh then. You want to make sure that knot in the middle is really tight. So yeah, so I was just saying I've got a playlist, and what you want is you want your ribbon to be in between the foam pads. Yeah. I've got a playlist for all the coffee and cards. So if you need to catch up on them, or if you think, oh, I really liked that design that Julie did, but I can't remember it, then go on the playlist for coffee and card. I'm going to trim this off now. I've also got a playlist for the top tips as well. So I'm trying to make things easy for you. Right, that's all set up there, and that's going to sit like that there. So I'm going to pick these off. Dimensionals, or directionals as my mum calls them often. It's a massive week this week because we've got the new catalogue and I'm absolutely flat out with work. And then Friday is all about Ross because he's 21 on Fridays, Ross, my eldest. So having like a socially distanced party in the garden at my mum's, like a lunch for him. I've ordered a helium-21 balloon and I'm making the food and doing all the sandwiches and that. Doing homemade cakes. So he's requested coffee and walnut, which is his favourite. Right, so that's ready to rumble. And I'm now going to take my tag. Now, this is up to you. No, it isn't. You can't do it that way, I don't think. I'm doing it with the wavy bit to the top. And I worked out that the thanks, or Tom Hanks, T. Hanks just fits across there. Now I've done thanks for all you do. If you look at these stamps, they have geniusly been designed because about four of the extra wordings underneath are about the same size as the thanks. So I would say for all you do, you're amazing, for everything ever so much, and from all of us will fit. I know, Paula, I can't believe Ross is 21. So I'm going to do thanks. I think I've got that wonky. Oh, look at that, that's bad. Right, what we'll do is we'll do the emergency side. So at Stampin' Up, we sell double-sided cardstock. And it's quite tricky, this. I've not made this easy for you. Oh, that's better. Now, you've got to be really careful with these because of the wording. You can easily get them upside down. And it always happens in a class. Always. Thanks for everything. I really love this stamp set. And I think we've probably got a lot of people to thank at the minute. And I know people have been helping others out. So, which is nice to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer this up to create like a background. So what you want to do is put it so, we don't really need the mat anymore, put it so it's the same way round, but then turn it and cut, slice it like that, okay? And then, oh look, that's my bad side, we're going to pop a little bit of glue on there, and line that up. And what I like to do, if you can just see, is that these curves are touching where that comes in, yeah? So you get them lined up at each. So the curves are sort of touching the angled corner. And then just make sure that that is glued down, it's not moving. And then do your other one at the other side. So the back looks a bit of a mess because it's... But hey, no one's seen that. Okay? So then, that's just such an easy way of layering up your punches, and then that's how you get the back looks, right? Now, this is going to go over this card. Now, I think I've stamped my thanks a bit too high, it looks a bit plain down there, but anyway, I'm sure you're all going to come up with ideas. I'm sure I'm going to see a little butterfly on there, or you could even if you've got some scrap, oh, that could be nice, you can cut some extra flowers out and stick them on there. If you think it looks a bit too plain or there's too much white space. Now, top tip for this, you've got your ribbon going across there. So I'm going to put foam pads above and below the ribbon. Again, like I'm creating a little channel for the ribbon. Yep. So I'm going to put 2 there and 2 there. I know I do care, but a lot of people like to add a bit of extra on. That's why I pop the gems on, because it gives it a bit of sparkle, but they're not too overly sparkly. And then what I like to do is I like to leave, I don't like to put that to the end, I like to leave so you can see a bit of the ribbon there, and you get a contrast against the white. If you put there's a lot of white on white. Thanks, Carol. I've not seen a comment from you before, so thank you for commenting. So then we've got a thanks. It's really good for using up all your papers and will look nice with lots of other designs. So then we've got our 2 gilded gems, okay. I like to get these off the back with my scissors, but oh, they're my best scissors. I shouldn't be using them. They're my ribbon scissors. Okay, so I'm going to pop one there. Okay. And another one up there, like that. Okay, and there we have this week's card. Woo! I love that one, actually. Well, I like them all, that design, but I mean, I designed these weeks and weeks ago, so I make them ages ago, and then yes, so I've closed. So that's your card. Thanks, Kate. So just to let you know, booking has closed for the Forever Fern one because I'm ordering it in the morning. I'm already thinking about round 4. It will be carrying on. Whatever happens with my studio, whatever happens with whenever I go back, without a doubt, I'm carrying on doing this coffee and card. It might not be on a Tuesday, but I am definitely carrying on with it, so do not fear over that. So another thing I wanted to share with you this morning, and some of you will have seen this, is something that I launched properly yesterday. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, for people who can't come to the studio, or who you know, I appreciate if you see a suite of products that you love, to buy all the cardstock in every colour is an expensive business. So I am going to show you the inside of the catalogue now, because most of my customers have got the catalogue, so I don't think I'm doing anything really. I'm not going to hopefully get into trouble. But for example, these papers, a lot of people are loving these lovely papers. They're called Flowers for Every Season, and that is exactly what you know, there is some sort of, not too overly Christmassy, but you can get away with using them all year round. And these are the 5 colours that coordinate with them. So we like to make things easy for you to tell you the colours. Now, if you wanted to make some cards with these papers, to get 5 packs of cardstock, it's not, you know, it's and of course I'd love to sell you 5 packs of cardstock, but I'm a reasonable person. So what I'm doing is I'm putting together Paper Haven parcels in the post, and you're going to get a little bit of everything from a suite each month. So this is June's. It's going to come in a gorgeous blue box. Anybody who knows me, aqua blue is my favourite colour. I love aqua. I just love the Tiffany blue. This is like the Tiffany blue boxes. I love aqua, like the topaz stone and the aquamarine stone. That's like my favourite. So this is, oh, it's moved about a bit, but this is what the Paper Haven parcel in the post will be for June. And I have a dedicated page on my website on the paperhaven.co.uk called Parcels in the Post, and there is a contact form on there to book, and it's going really well. It's £20. You don't have to opt in for every month. You can pick and choose, so it's not a subscription thing. And what you're going to get, so this month you're going to get, you can't really see, but you can get 3 sheets, of 5 of the colours. So you're getting 15 sheets of coloured card, plus 5 sheets of Whisper White. So you're good to go to make some cards. You're going to get 24 sheets of 6x6. That's half a pack. I don't know if you can see here. You're going to get 50 little faceted dots in the in colours, the adhesive on the back. And then you're going to get 5 metres of ribbon, a metre of each. I've done this one in the gingham just to change it up a little bit. And it will come posted in this box to you. Now, there is an option to collect, so it is still the same price, but if you're collecting, just to balance it out, I'm going to put an extra few sheets of card in for you. So this is June's. I've already worked out July's. Bookings open on the 1st, so it opened yesterday, and I've already had quite a few people subscribe. So if you fill in the form, then an automatic email will come back to you telling you that, giving you my bank detail to send payment through. All I need is your address, and then I'll sort the rest out. I do have a Facebook group where I will be sharing, just for people who've joined, where I will be sharing a few, not loads of ideas, but a few little ideas for you. It's not a class, it's not a kit, it's a selection of products to sort of help you build your stash in an affordable way, really. So that's the Paper Haven parcel in the post. Booking only opens for 7 days and then I close it. So there you go. We're nearly at 11 o'clock, and I just want to finish by saying thank you again. I'm loving doing this. It makes me really happy. And what's Juliet saying? Lovely. Oh, thank you, Juliet. Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt, it's definitely going to continue. It's been the best idea that I've had. So, well, not in my life, but but it's from a business point of view, since lockdown. I don't know why I never thought of doing it before. But hey, so thank you, Kay. So yeah, I will be back next week. I'm gonna give you a sneak of next week's card. Next week with the last one from this round. Now, hopefully, just a disclaimer regarding round 3. I am seriously hoping all the products come in time. Aiming to start on the 16th, but we'll just play it by ear. Next week's is a little bit more in depth, and here is a sneak of next week's. I'm so grateful for all your help, and I think that is really appropriate for this time, really. So that's what we're going to make next week. It's a little bit more intricate. It took me a lot of prep, this one, but there's a few little tricks and techniques on there for you. And thank you for watching. I've loved sharing my Tuesday morning with you. And if you have any questions, drop me a message, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.